The rain hammered against the windshield as Simone Davis pulled up to the luxury hotel on Fifth Avenue. Her hands gripped the steering wheel tighter than necessary, knuckles tense from another 12-hour shift. The Uber app pinged with the pickup details. Harrison M. 5-star rating, heading to the Upper East Side. Just another passenger, she told herself. Just another $20 fare to add to the pile of bills waiting at home. Her 2015 Honda Civic looked out of place among the sleek black cars lined up at the hotel entrance. A doorman in a crisp red uniform opened the rear door, and Simone glanced in her rearview mirror out of habit. That's when her heart stopped. The man sliding into her back seat, shaking rain from his dark hair, wearing an expensive gray suit that probably cost more than her rent, was someone she never thought she'd see again. Harrison Mitchell. 5 years. 5 years since he vanished from her life without explanation. 5 years since she woke up to find him gone, his phone disconnected, his apartment emptied. 5 years since she discovered she was pregnant with twins and had no way to reach him. 5 years of struggling alone, working 3 jobs, crying herself to sleep, wondering what she did wrong. And now he was sitting in her car. Simone's throat closed up. Her hands began to shake. She quickly looked down, praying he wouldn't recognize her. She'd changed since then. Her hair was different now, pulled back in a simple ponytail instead of the loose curls she used to wear. She'd lost weight from the stress and constant work. Maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't know it was her. "Good evening," Harrison said, his voice exactly as she remembered. Deep, smooth, confident. "Corner of 78th and Park, please." Simone nodded, not trusting her voice. She pulled away from the curb, her heart pounding so loud she was sure he could hear it. The wipers swished back and forth, the only sound in the heavy silence. Every muscle in her body was rigid. This couldn't be happening. Not tonight. Not when she was exhausted and vulnerable and barely holding it together. She watched him in the mirror. He was looking at his phone, scrolling through emails probably. He seemed tired too. There were small lines around his eyes that weren't there before. His jaw was set in that familiar way when he was thinking hard about something. He looked older, more serious, but still heartbreakingly handsome. God, why did he have to be so handsome? Why did her heart still skip when she looked at him? Simone turned onto Park Avenue, focusing on the road. Just get through this, she told herself. 20 more minutes and he'd be gone again. She could do this. She'd survived worse. She'd survived him leaving. She'd survived labor alone. She'd survived 4 years of raising Aiden and Lily by herself, working every hour she could, missing their first steps because she was at work, crying when they asked about their daddy. "Could you turn up the heat a little?" Harrison asked. "It's freezing." His voice made her flinch. She reached for the dial with shaking fingers and turned it. "Thank you," he said, and then there was a pause. A long, heavy pause that made Simone's stomach drop. Simone. She nearly swerved into the next lane. Her breath caught. Of course he recognized her. Of course he did. 5 years meant nothing. She could hear the shock in his voice, the disbelief. She didn't answer. She couldn't. What was she supposed to say? "Hi, Harrison, remember me? The woman you abandoned? The mother of your children you know nothing about? Simone, is that you?" Harrison leaned forward, trying to see her face better. "Oh my God. It is you." She pulled the car over suddenly, hands shaking too badly to keep driving safely. They were on a quiet side street now, rain pouring down, the city lights blurred through the wet windows. She put the car in park and finally looked at him in the mirror. His face had gone pale. His eyes were wide, staring at her like he'd seen a ghost. "It's me," she said quietly. Her voice sounded strange, distant. Harrison fumbled with his seatbelt. Can I sit up front? Please?" Simone nodded. She didn't know why she agreed. Maybe because she was too shocked to think straight. Maybe because part of her, the stupid part that never stopped loving him, wanted him closer. He got out, rain soaking his expensive suit immediately, and slid into the passenger seat. Water dripped from his hair onto his face. He turned to her, and the look in his eyes was something she couldn't read. Regret? Relief? "I've been looking for you," he said, his voice rough. "For 5 years, Simone. I've been looking for you." Those words hit her like a punch. Looking for her? He left her. He disappeared. He chose to go. "Don't," she whispered. "Don't do this." "I need you to listen to me," Harrison said urgently. He reached for her hand, but she pulled away. "Please. I know you have every right to hate me, but please just listen. I never wanted to leave you. I didn't choose to go." Simone shook her head. "You left. Your apartment was empty. Your phone was disconnected. You disappeared." "My father," Harrison said, and his voice was bitter. My father found out about us. About you. He said terrible things. He told me you were using me for money, that you were seeing other men. I didn't believe him, but then he created this fake emergency. Told me my mother was in the hospital in London, that she was dying. I flew out that same night. Simone stared at him. What? She was fine. It was all a lie to get me away from you. And while I was gone, he had people pack up my apartment, change my numbers, everything. When I got back and realized what happened, I tried to find you. Your apartment was empty too. Your phone was disconnected. I went to the cafe where you worked, but they said you quit weeks before. It was like you vanished. The story was too specific to be a lie. Too painful. Simone felt tears burning in her eyes. Your father did that? He did. And I hate him for it. I'll hate him forever for taking you away from me. Harrison's voice cracked. I hired private investigators. I searched social media. I went to every place we used to go together. I never stopped looking, Simone. I swear to God, I never stopped. She believed him. She didn't want to, but she did. She could hear the truth in his voice, see it in his eyes. And that made everything so much worse. Because if he didn't choose to leave her, if he was taken away, if he searched for her. I have children, she whispered. We have children, Harrison. Twins. A boy and a girl. They're 4 years old. The color drained from his face completely. He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. No words came out. His eyes filled with tears. I was pregnant when you left, Simone continued, her own tears falling now. I didn't know yet. I found out 2 weeks later. I tried to find you too, but you were just gone. I had no one. I had to do it all alone. Oh God, Harrison breathed. His hand went to his chest like he was in physical pain. Oh God, Simone. I have children? We have children? She nodded, unable to speak anymore. Harrison covered his face with his hands. His shoulders shook. When he looked up again, tears were streaming down his face. What are their names? Aiden and Lily, Simone said softly. Aiden looks like you. Same eyes, same smile. Lily has your stubborn streak. A sound came out of him, half laugh, half sob. Can I meet them? Please? I know I have no right to ask, I know you probably hate me, but please, Simone. Let me meet my children. Let me be their father. Let me be there for you, for all of you. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll prove to you that I never stopped loving you. Simone looked at this man, the father of her children, the one who broke her heart without meaning to, and she thought about Aiden asking why he didn't have a daddy like the other kids at preschool. She thought about Lily drawing pictures of their family, always with an empty space. She thought about how hard she'd worked to give them everything, and how it was never quite enough. Okay, she heard herself say. You can meet them. Have you ever had to face someone from your past who you thought was gone forever? Someone who you loved but believed abandoned you? The weight of that moment, the confusion, the pain, the hope, can be overwhelming. If this story is touching your heart, please subscribe to hear what happens next. Will Harrison truly prove himself? Can Simone learn to trust again? Comment below and tell us, would you give someone a second chance if they came back into your life with an explanation like this? They sat in her car for another hour, rain drumming on the roof, while Harrison explained everything. He told her about his father, Preston Mitchell, a man who controlled everything and everyone around him. A man who believed his son should marry within their social circle. Someone from an old money family, not a woman working her way through community college. He had investigators following me, Harrison said, his voice heavy with anger. He knew about us within a week of our first date. He compiled a file on you, Simone. Your background, your family, your finances. Everything. And he decided you weren't good enough for his son. Simone felt sick. That's horrible. It gets worse, Harrison continued. When I came back from London and realized what he'd done, I confronted him. We had the biggest fight of our lives. He said he did it for my own good, that you would have ruined my life, dragged me down. I told him I loved you. I told him I was going to find you and marry you, and there was nothing he could do about it. What did he say? Harrison's jaw tightened. He laughed. He said you'd already moved on, that you took money from him to disappear. He showed me a bank statement with your name on it, showing a deposit of $50,000. Simone gasped. I never took money from him. I know that now. The account was fake. But at the time I didn't know what to believe. Part of me said it couldn't be true, that you wouldn't do that. But he was my father. I thought maybe he was protecting me from something I couldn't see. Harrison looked at her with such regret that Simone's heart ached. I'm sorry. I should have trusted you completely. I should have known better. So what changed? Simone asked. Why did you keep looking? Because I couldn't stop loving you, Harrison said simply. I tried. God, I tried. I dated other women. I threw myself into work. I became the CEO my father wanted me to be. But nothing felt right without you. And then 2 years ago my father passed away. Heart attack. And when I was going through his papers I found the real file on you. I found the fake bank statement, the notes from the private investigator he hired to make sure you stayed away, the payments to the moving company that cleared out your apartment while you were at work. Simone's hand went to her mouth. He moved my things? Everything. He put it in storage under a fake name. I found the receipts. I found everything, Simone. Every lie, every manipulation. And I realized I'd wasted 2 years believing even a small part of his story. Harrison reached for her hand again, and this time she didn't pull away. I'm so sorry. I should have found you sooner. I should have protected you better. His hand was warm, familiar. Simone looked down at their joined hands and felt something loosen in her chest. 5 years of anger, of hurt, of confusion, and underneath it all, she'd never stopped loving him either. She tried. She told herself he wasn't worth it, that he abandoned them. But now, knowing the truth, all those walls she'd built started to crack. Tell me about them, Harrison said softly. Tell me about Aiden and Lily. I want to know everything. So Simone told him. She told him about the pregnancy, how scared she was, how alone she felt. She told him about the labor, 36 hours with only her mother by her side. She told him about holding 2 tiny babies and knowing her life would never be the same. Aiden came out first, she said, smiling at the memory despite the tears still on her face. He was quiet, just looking around with these big eyes. Your eyes, Harrison. That same deep blue. And then Lily came out screaming, demanding attention. She's been like that ever since. She's fierce and brave and doesn't let anyone push her around. She sounds like you, Harrison said, smiling. Aiden is gentle. He loves books and drawing. He can sit for hours with his coloring books, making sure every line is perfect. He worries about people. If someone is sad, he notices. He asked me last week why he doesn't have a daddy, and I didn't know what to say. Harrison's eyes filled with tears again. What did you tell him? I said his daddy loved him very much but had to go away. I said it wasn't his fault, that sometimes grown-ups have problems that kids don't understand. Simone wiped her eyes. He asked if his daddy would ever come back. I said I didn't know. I'm here now, Harrison said fiercely. I'm here and I'm never leaving again. Those children are mine and you're everything to me, Simone. You always were. Please let me be part of their lives. Let me be there for you. It's not that simple, Simone said, even though part of her wanted to say yes immediately. They don't know you. You're a stranger to them. Then let me change that. Let me get to know them. I'll go slow. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Harrison squeezed her hand. I have so much to make up for. I know that. I know I can't give back the years I missed. But I can be there from now on. I can be the father they deserve. Simone looked at him, really looked at him. This was Harrison, the man she fell in love with 6 years ago. The man who made her laugh, who listened to her dreams, who made her feel like she mattered. The man who disappeared and broke her heart. But now she knew the truth. He didn't choose to leave. He was taken from her, just like she was taken from him. Okay, she said finally. You can meet them. But Harrison, if you do this, you have to commit. You can't walk in and out of their lives. They need stability. They need someone who will be there always. I will be, Harrison promised. I swear to you, Simone. I'll be there for every birthday, every school play, every scraped knee. I'll be there when they're sick, when they're happy, when they need someone to talk to. I'll be the father they deserve. Simone nodded slowly. Okay. Come over tomorrow. Saturday. They'll be home from daycare and we can figure this out. Harrison's face lit up with hope and gratitude. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I have your number? Your real number this time. She gave it to him and he immediately saved it in his phone. I'll text you so you have mine, he said. Simone, I meant what I said. I never stopped loving you. I know you probably need time to process everything and I understand that. But I want you to know that I'm here, completely here, for you and for our children. I need to think about us, Simone said carefully. Right now I just need to focus on Aiden and Lily. They're the priority. Of course, Harrison agreed quickly. They're the priority. Everything else can wait. He got out of the car then back into the rain. Before he closed the door, he leaned down and looked at her with those blue eyes she'd never forgotten. I'll see you tomorrow, Simone. Thank you for giving me this chance. Then he was gone, walking down the street in his expensive suit, now completely soaked. Simone watched him go, her mind spinning. What had just happened? An hour ago, she was just an Uber driver picking up another passenger. Now, everything in her life had changed. She drove home slowly, carefully, her thoughts a mess. She thought about Aiden and Lily, asleep at her mother's house where she dropped them before her shift. She thought about what she would tell them tomorrow. She thought about Harrison and all the years they'd lost. When she finally got home, she sat in her car in the parking lot of her small apartment building and cried. She cried for the girl she used to be, the one who loved Harrison without fear. She cried for the mother she became, struggling and scared and alone. She cried for her children, who deserved to know their father. And she cried for Harrison, who lost just as much as she did, maybe more, because he didn't even know his children existed until an hour ago. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Harrison. Thank you again for tonight. I can't wait to meet Aiden and Lily tomorrow. Sleep well, Simone. She saved his number and typed back, come at 10 a.m. We live at 432 Riverside Drive, apartment 3B. His response was immediate, I'll be there. Good night. Simone looked at her phone for a long moment, then got out of her car and went inside. Tomorrow her children would meet their father for the first time. Tomorrow everything would change. She just hoped she was making the right choice. Simone barely slept that night. She kept looking at the clock, watching the hours pass, thinking about what she would say to Aiden and Lily. How do you explain to 4-year-old children that the father they never knew existed is coming to meet them? How do you prepare them for something this big? At 6 in the morning, she gave up on sleep and made coffee. She sat at her small kitchen table, staring out the window at the city waking up. Her apartment was tiny, just 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a living room that doubled as a dining area. But it was clean and safe and hers. She'd worked so hard to give her children a home. At 7:30, she drove to her mother's house to pick up the twins. Gloria Davis lived in Queens in the same small house where Simone grew up. She'd been Simone's rock through everything, helping with the babies when Simone had to work, never judging, always supporting. You look tired, baby, Gloria said when she opened the door. She was a strong woman in her late 50s, with warm brown eyes and silver hair she wore natural. Everything okay? I need to talk to you, Simone said quietly, glancing toward the living room where she could hear Aiden and Lily playing. Something happened last night. They sat in the kitchen while Simone told her mother everything. Gloria's eyes got wider and wider as the story unfolded. Harrison Mitchell, Gloria breathed. The Harrison Mitchell? I've seen him on the news, Simone. He owns half of Manhattan. I know, Mom. And he's the twins' father? Yes. Gloria sat back in her chair, processing. All this time I thought he just left you. I thought he was some rich boy who got scared and ran. But his father did all that? That's evil, Simone. That man was pure evil. He's dead now, Simone said. Has been for 2 years. Harrison only found the truth after he died. And now he wants to meet Aiden and Lily? He's coming over at 10 this morning. Simone looked at her mother, fear in her eyes. Mom, am I doing the right thing? What if this hurts them? What if he disappears again? Gloria reached across the table and took her daughter's hand. Baby, those children deserve to know their father. And from what you told me, Harrison deserves to know his children. He didn't choose to leave you. He was kept away. That's different. But what if? What if what? What if it works out? What if they love him? What if he really is there for them from now on? Gloria squeezed her hand. You can't protect them from everything, Simone. And you can't punish Harrison for his father's sins. Give him a chance. Let him prove himself. Simone nodded slowly. Her mother was right. She always was. Come on, Gloria said, standing up. Let's get those babies ready to meet their daddy. They went into the living room where Aiden and Lily were building with blocks. Aiden looked up first, his blue eyes, so much like Harrison's, lighting up when he saw his mother. Mommy, he called, running over to hug her legs. Lily was right behind him, her curly black hair bouncing. Mommy, Mommy, Grandma let us have pancakes. Simone scooped them both up, one in each arm, even though they were getting too big for that. She buried her face in their hair and breathed in their sweet scent. Her babies. Her whole world. I need to talk to you both about something important, she said, sitting on the couch with them. Can you listen to Mommy for a minute? Okay, Aiden said seriously. Lily nodded, her thumb going to her mouth. Remember how you asked about your daddy? Simone said gently. About why you don't have a daddy like some of your friends? Aiden nodded. You said he had to go away. That's right. Well, something really special happened. Your daddy didn't want to go away. He was made to go away by someone else and he couldn't come back until now. But guess what? He's been looking for us this whole time and last night I found him. Lily took her thumb out of her mouth. You found Daddy? I did. And he's so excited to meet you both. He's coming to our house this morning to see you. Would you like that? Aiden's eyes got wide. We have a daddy? A real daddy? You have a real daddy, Simone confirmed, her heart aching at the hope in his voice. His name is Harrison, and he loves you very much even though he just found out about you. What does he look like? Lily asked. Well, Aiden looks a lot like him. Same eyes, same smile. He's tall and nice and he really wants to be your daddy if you'll let him. Okay, Aiden said simply as if it was that easy. And maybe for children it was. Okay, Lily echoed. Simone drove them home and they spent the next hour getting ready. She put Aiden in his favorite blue shirt and jeans. Lily wanted to wear her red dress with the flowers. Simone herself chose a simple green sweater and black pants. She wanted to look put together but not like she was trying too hard. At exactly 10 a.m. there was a knock on the door. Simone's heart jumped into her throat. This was it. She looked at Aiden and Lily who were sitting on the couch looking nervous and excited. You ready? She asked them. They nodded. She opened the door. Harrison stood there in jeans and a maroon sweater, looking more casual than she'd ever seen him. In his hands he held 2 wrapped presents and a bouquet of sunflowers, which were Simone's favorite. He'd remembered. Hi, he said softly. His eyes went immediately to the children behind her, and his face transformed. Joy, wonder, love all mixed together. Hi. Come in, Simone said, stepping aside. Harrison walked in slowly, his eyes never leaving Aiden and Lily. He set the presents and flowers down on the small table by the door and knelt down to their level. Hi, he said again, his voice gentle. I'm Harrison. I'm your dad. Aiden stared at him, taking in his face. You have my eyes, he said seriously. Harrison laughed, a sound of pure happiness mixed with tears. I do. Well, you have my eyes, I guess. You're Aiden, right? Yes. I'm 4. 4 is a great age, Harrison said. He looked at Lily. And you must be Lily. Lily nodded shyly. I like your sweater. It's pretty. Thank you. I like your dress. Red is a great color. It's my favorite. Harrison looked up at Simone, tears streaming down his face openly now. They're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. Simone felt her own tears falling. They are. Can I? Harrison looked back at the children. Can I hug you? I've wanted to hug you for your whole lives. I just didn't know you existed until yesterday. Aiden thought about it for a moment, then nodded. He walked forward, and Harrison pulled him into his arms carefully, like he was holding something precious and breakable. Aiden hugged him back, his small arms around Harrison's neck. You're really my daddy? Aiden whispered. I'm really your daddy, Harrison whispered back. And I'm never leaving you again. I promise. Lily watched this, then walked over and joined the hug. Harrison gathered her in too, and the 3 of them stayed like that for a long moment while Simone watched, crying, seeing her children with their father for the first time. When they finally pulled apart, Harrison was smiling bigger than Simone had ever seen. I brought you presents, he said. Is that okay, Simone? It's okay, she said. The presents were perfect. For Aiden, a set of high-quality colored pencils and a big sketchbook. For Lily, a stuffed unicorn that was almost as big as she was. The children were thrilled. How did you know what I like? Aiden asked, already opening the pencils. Your mom told me last night that you love to draw, Harrison said. So I went to the store first thing this morning. Can you draw with me? Aiden asked. I would love to draw with you. They spent the next 2 hours together. Harrison sat on the floor with the twins, drawing, playing with the unicorn, asking them questions about their favorite things. He wanted to know everything. What they liked to eat, what shows they watched, what they wanted to be when they grew up. Aiden said an artist. Lily said a dinosaur. Harrison laughed at that, a real genuine laugh. A dinosaur is a good choice. A big one, Lily said seriously. A T-Rex. The biggest. Simone watched from the kitchen, pretending to make lunch but really just observing. Harrison was good with them. Patient, interested, kind. He got down on their level, literally and figuratively. He didn't talk down to them or treat them like they were just kids. He treated them like they were people, small people, but people with thoughts and feelings that mattered. When lunch was ready, they all sat at her small table together. Simone had made grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup, simple food, but the twins loved it. Harrison ate like it was a 5-star meal. This is delicious, he said. Thank you, Simone. After lunch, Aiden showed Harrison his room, the one he shared with Lily. It was small but full of their things. Drawings on the walls, stuffed animals on the beds, books everywhere. "You did this all by yourself?" Harrison asked Simone quietly while the twins were distracted with their toys. "I did," she said. "It wasn't easy. But they're worth it." "You're amazing," Harrison said, looking at her with such admiration that Simone had to look away. "Raising them alone, working to support them, giving them this life. You're the strongest person I know." "I did what I had to do." "No," Harrison said. "You did more than that. You gave them love and stability and a home. You're an incredible mother, Simone." Those words meant more to her than he could know. She'd spent so many nights wondering if she was doing enough, if she was enough. Hearing him say that, seeing the respect in his eyes, something inside her began to heal. "Thank you," she whispered. Harrison stepped closer. "I want to help. I want to make up for the time I missed. Please let me help you. Let me support you and the twins. You shouldn't have to struggle anymore. You shouldn't have to work yourself to exhaustion." This was the moment. Simone knew she should say yes. Her mother's words echoed in her head. Let him prove himself. Don't punish him for his father's sins. And more than that, she thought about her children. They deserved better than this small apartment, better than her exhaustion, better than wondering if they'd have enough each month. "What did you have in mind?" she asked carefully. "First, I want to set up child support. Retroactive support for the 4 years I missed, and ongoing support. Whatever you need." Harrison pulled out his phone. "Actually, better than that. I want to set up trust funds for both of them. For college, for their futures, whatever they need. And I want to help with housing. This apartment is fine, but you need more space. Let me help you find a better place. A house maybe with a yard where they can play." Simone's pride wanted to say no. She'd done it alone this long. She didn't need his money. But she thought about Aiden asking if they could get a dog, and her having to say no because the apartment didn't allow pets. She thought about Lily wanting to take dance classes and having to say wait, not this month. She thought about all the things she wanted to give them but couldn't. "Okay," she said. "Thank you. That's very generous." "It's not generous," Harrison said firmly. "It's my responsibility. They're my children, Simone. I should have been supporting them all along. And there's one more thing. Your job. Driving Uber until midnight, it's not safe. It's exhausting. Let me give you a job at Mitchell Industries. Something in your field with good hours, good benefits. Please." "Harrison, I know what you're thinking. You think it's charity. But it's not. You're qualified. You were studying business management, right? When we were together?" She nodded. "I never finished my degree. I had to drop out when I got pregnant. So finish it. I'll pay for it. And in the meantime, come work for me. Start in an entry position if that makes you more comfortable and work your way up. But please, Simone, let me do this. Let me take care of you." Simone looked at him, this man who was offering her everything she needed, and she made a choice. She chose to accept. She chose to let him help. She chose to give kindness and hope a chance. "Okay," she said. "Yes. Thank you, Harrison. For all of it." The relief on his face was enormous. "Thank you for letting me. Thank you for giving me this chance to be a father, to be there for you. I won't let you down. I promise." He pulled out his phone and immediately started making calls. By the end of the afternoon, he'd arranged for a real estate agent to show Simone houses next week. He'd contacted his lawyer to draw up the trust fund papers. He'd scheduled a meeting with his HR department to discuss positions for Simone. "Is this too fast?" he asked, suddenly worried. "Am I pushing too hard?" "No," Simone said, surprising herself. "It's not too fast. It's what we need." When Harrison left that evening, Aiden and Lily hugged him goodbye. "Will you come back?" Aiden asked. "Tomorrow," Harrison promised. "And the day after that. And the day after that. I'll be here as much as your mom will let me. Is that okay?" "Yes," both children said together. After he left, Simone sat on her couch with her twins curled up next to her. "Did you like him?" she asked. "I love him," Lily said simply. "He's nice. He drew a really good dinosaur," Aiden added. "And he said he'll take us to the museum next week to see the real dinosaur bones." Simone held her children close and let herself hope. Maybe this would work. Maybe they could be a family. Maybe, just maybe, everything would be okay. The next 2 weeks passed in a blur. Harrison came over every single day just like he promised. He'd arrive in the morning on weekends, or in the evening after work on weekdays, and he'd spend hours with Aiden and Lily. They went to the park, the zoo, the children's museum. He read them bedtime stories and learned their favorite foods. He was patient when Lily had tantrums and gentle when Aiden got scared of the dark. Simone watched him become a father and it was beautiful. But more than that, he was keeping his other promises too. The real estate agent had shown Simone 5 different houses, all in good neighborhoods with excellent schools. The trust funds were set up, substantial amounts that would ensure both children could go to any college they wanted without debt. Ann Harrison's HR director had called to schedule an interview. "It's a real interview," Harrison assured her when she worried about nepotism. "I told them to treat you like any other candidate. But Simone, you're qualified. You have work experience, you're smart, and you just need a chance. They'll see that." The interview was on a Tuesday morning. Simone wore her best suit, a navy blue one she'd bought for a friend's wedding 3 years ago. She was nervous, her palms sweating as she walked into the tall glass building that housed Mitchell Industries. The offices were beautiful. Modern, bright, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. People in professional clothes walked purposefully through halls. It was intimidating but exciting too. The interview was with Patricia Chin, the HR director, and Thomas Wright, the manager of the business development department. They were both kind, asking her about her work history, her strengths, her goals. Simone was honest. She told them she'd had to drop out of school, that she'd been raising twins alone, that she'd worked multiple jobs to make ends meet. "That shows dedication," Patricia said. "And excellent time management skills. Those are valuable in any position." "We have an opening for a project coordinator," Thomas added. "It's entry level but there's room for growth. You'd be supporting the team on client projects, managing schedules, organizing meetings, that kind of thing. Does that interest you?" "It does," Simone said. "Very much." They offered her the job on the spot. The salary was more than she'd made in 3 jobs combined. The benefits included health insurance, retirement matching, and tuition reimbursement so she could finish her degree. Simone wanted to cry with relief. "Thank you. Thank you so much. I won't let you down." "We look forward to having you," Patricia said warmly. "Can you start Monday?" "Yes, absolutely." When Simone left the building, she called Harrison immediately. "I got it. They hired me." "I knew they would," Harrison said, and she could hear the smile in his voice. "You were always brilliant, Simone. Now other people get to see it too. Congratulations." "Thank you. For everything. For giving me this opportunity." "You earned it," he said firmly. "This has nothing to do with me. You got that job because you're good enough." That weekend, Harrison took them all to look at houses again. Aiden and Lily came this time, excited to pick out their new home. They saw 3 houses but the third one was perfect. It was a 3-bedroom townhouse in a quiet neighborhood, with a small backyard and a park across the street. The schools were excellent, the neighbors were friendly, and there was enough space for everyone. "I love it," Lily announced, running through the empty living room. "Me too," Aiden agreed. "Can we get a dog now?" Simone laughed. "Maybe. We'll see." Harrison pulled her aside while the kids explored upstairs with the real estate agent. "What do you think?" "It's perfect," Simone admitted. "But Harrison, this place is expensive. I saw the listing price." "Let me worry about that," Harrison said gently. "Please. I want to do this. I want to give you and the children a real home." "But, Simone." He took her hands. "I missed 4 years. 4 years of birthdays and Christmases and first days of school. 4 years of midnight feedings and doctor's appointments and all the hard stuff. You did all of that alone. Let me do this one thing. Let me give you a home where you don't have to worry about space or safety or anything else. Please." She looked up at him, at the earnestness in his face, and nodded. "Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me," he said softly. They bought the house. Harrison handled everything, the down payment, the inspections, the paperwork. Within 3 weeks they were moving in. Simone couldn't believe how fast it all happened. 1 month ago, she was struggling to pay rent on her tiny apartment. Now she had a beautiful home, a good job, and the father of her children back in their lives. On moving day, Harrison showed up with a moving truck and 5 guys from a moving company. "I didn't think you'd want to carry boxes," he said with a grin. But he carried boxes anyway, working alongside the movers, setting up furniture, hanging pictures wherever Simone wanted them. Her mother came to help too, and she pulled Simone aside in the kitchen. "That man loves you," Gloria said quietly. "I see the way he looks at you. Like you hung the moon." "Mom," Simone protested. "I'm just saying. He's not just here for the kids. He's here for you too. The question is, what are you going to do about it?" Simone didn't know. She and Harrison hadn't talked about their relationship, about what they were to each other now. He hadn't pushed, hadn't asked for more than she was ready to give. He focused on the children, on proving himself as a father. But there were moments when their hands would brush and neither would pull away. Moments when their eyes would meet and hold. Moments when she'd catch him watching her with that look her mother mentioned. That night, after everything was unpacked and the kids were asleep in their new rooms, Harrison found Simone standing in the backyard. The moon was bright, the air warm for late September. "Big day," he said, coming to stand beside her. "Huge day," Simone agreed. "I still can't believe this is real. That this is my house. Our house. You deserve it. You deserve so much more than this, honestly. But it's a start." They stood in comfortable silence for a moment. "Harrison," Simone said slowly, "why are you doing all this? And don't say it's just because of Aiden and Lily. This is more than child support. This is everything." He turned to face her. "Because I love you. I never stopped loving you, Simone. And I know we can't just pick up where we left off. I know I have to earn your trust again. But I want to. I want us to be a family, a real family. Not just co-parents but together. You, me, and the kids." Simone's heart raced. "Harrison. You don't have to answer now," he said quickly. "I'm not asking for an answer. I'm just being honest. I want you to know where I stand, what I'm hoping for. But I'll wait. I'll wait as long as you need." "I cared about you," Simone said carefully. "Care about you. But I'm scared. What if your family doesn't accept us? What if this doesn't work? I have to think about Aiden and Lily." "My mother is going to love you," Harrison said. "And she's going to adore her grandchildren. I promise. In fact, she wants to meet you. All of you. Would you come to dinner next Saturday? Please? I know it's a big step, but she's nothing like my father. She's kind and warm, and she's been excited about meeting you since I told her." Simone thought about it. Meeting his mother felt significant, like taking their relationship to another level. But Harrison had been so good to them. He deserved this. "Okay," she said. "We'll come to dinner." The happiness on his face was worth it. Monday morning, Simone started her new job at Mitchell Industries. She dropped Aiden and Lily off at their new daycare, which was bright and cheerful with caring teachers, and drove to the office building. Her hands shook a little as she walked in, but Patricia Chin met her in the lobby with a warm smile. "Welcome to your first day," Patricia said. "Let me show you to your desk." The business development floor was busy but organized. People smiled and introduced themselves as Patricia led her through. Her desk was in a corner with a window view, much better than she expected for an entry-level position. "Thomas will be by in a few minutes to go over your initial projects," Patricia said. "But first, let me introduce you to Rachel. She'll be your main contact for questions." Rachel turned out to be Harrison's assistant, a woman in her early 30s with short blonde hair and a friendly demeanor. "Hi," she said, shaking Simone's hand. "It's nice to meet you. Harrison's told me a lot about you." "Oh," Simone said, feeling awkward. "I hope good things." "The best things," Rachel assured her. "Don't worry, we're going to make sure you have everything you need. And if anyone gives you trouble, you come straight to me." The day passed quickly. Thomas gave her 3 projects to coordinate, nothing too complicated for her first week. She set up meetings, organized files, and started learning the company systems. Her co-workers were welcoming, inviting her to lunch in the cafeteria and answering her questions patiently. Harrison stopped by her desk around 3 o'clock. "Hey," he said casually. "How's your first day going?" "Good," Simone said, aware that people were watching. "Really good, actually." "Glad to hear it." He kept his distance, professional. "I'm heading out to pick up Aiden and Lily from daycare. Want me to take them to the house? I can start dinner." "You don't have to do that." "I want to," Harrison said. "Please. Let me help." Simone hesitated, then nodded. He had a key to the house now, something they'd agreed on in case of emergencies. And she trusted him with the children completely. "Okay. Thank you. I should be home by 6. "Perfect. See you then." After he left, Rachel came over. "You two are cute together." "We're not together," Simone said quickly. "We're just co-parenting." "Sure," Rachel said with a knowing smile. "That's what they all say." When Simone got home that evening, the house smelled amazing. Harrison had made spaghetti and meatballs, garlic bread, and a salad. Aiden and Lily were at the table already, telling him about their first day at the new daycare. "And then Miss Jennifer let me paint," Lily was saying excitedly. "I painted a flower. A big red flower." "That sounds beautiful," Harrison said. He looked up when Simone walked in. "Hey, how was the rest of your day?" "Good. Busy." She hung up her jacket and joined them at the table. "This looks great. Thank you." "It's nothing. I like cooking." He served her a plate. "Tell me about your projects." Over dinner, Simone talked about her work while the kids ate. It felt domestic, comfortable, like they'd been doing this for years instead of weeks. After dinner, Harrison helped with baths and bedtime stories. Aiden wanted him to read 3 chapters of a book about dragons. Lily wanted to sing songs. When the kids were finally asleep, Simone and Harrison sat in the living room together. The house was quiet, peaceful. "This is nice," Harrison said softly. "Being here with all of you. It feels right." "It does," Simone admitted. She'd been trying not to acknowledge how much she enjoyed having him around, but it was getting harder to deny. "The kids love having you here." "And you?" Harrison asked. "Do you like having me here?" Simone met his eyes. "Yes, I do." He smiled. "Good. Because I love being here. This is where I want to be, Simone. Every day with you and Aiden and Lily." They sat closer together on the couch, not quite touching but close enough to feel the warmth between them. It would be easy to lean over, to close the distance, to kiss him. But Simone wasn't ready for that yet. She needed more time, more certainty. "Tell me about your mother," she said instead. "What should I know before Saturday?" Harrison relaxed, settling back. "Her name is Elizabeth. She's 62, kind, loves gardening and reading. After my father died, she moved out of the mansion and got an apartment in the city. She wanted something smaller, more manageable. She volunteers at a children's hospital and donates to about 100 different charities." "She sounds wonderful." "She is. And she's been alone for 2 years now. Finding out she has grandchildren, it's made her so happy." Harrison's voice was warm. "She's already bought them presents. I had to tell her to slow down." Simone laughed. "I'm nervous about meeting her." "Don't be. She's going to love you. I told her how strong you are, how you raised the twins by yourself, and she cried. She said any woman who could do that is someone she wants to know." Those words eased some of Simone's anxiety. The days settled into a routine. Simone would go to work, Harrison would pick up the kids from daycare, and they'd all have dinner together. Sometimes Harrison would go home after the kids went to bed, but more often he'd stay, sitting with Simone in the living room, talking about their days, watching TV, just being together. At work, Simone was doing well. Thomas was impressed with her organizational skills and gave her more responsibilities. Her coworkers liked her. And she was learning so much about business and project management. "You're a natural at this," Rachel told her during lunch one day. "Have you thought about getting your degree?" Harrison mentioned the tuition reimbursement program, Simone said. "You should look into it. They'll pay for most of your classes if you maintain good grades. And you can do it online at your own pace." That evening, Simone brought it up to Harrison. "I'm thinking about going back to school." "That's wonderful," Harrison said immediately. "What would you study?" "Business management like before. I only had a year left when I had to drop out." "Then do it. Sign up for classes. I'll help with the kids whenever you need to study. We'll make it work." His support meant everything. Simone enrolled in 2 online classes for the fall semester, starting in October. It felt good to be working toward something again, to have goals beyond just surviving. On Saturday, they all got ready for dinner at Elizabeth's apartment. Simone dressed Aiden in a blue button-up shirt and khakis. Lily wore a green dress with matching shoes. Simone chose a maroon dress that was elegant but not too fancy. "You look beautiful," Harrison said when he came to pick them up. He was in a suit, looking handsome and nervous. "All of you look beautiful." "Are you okay?" Simone asked, noticing his tension. "Just nervous," he admitted. "I really want this to go well. My mom's opinion matters to me, and I want her to love you as much as I do." They drove to Elizabeth's apartment in the Upper West Side. It was a beautiful building with a doorman and marble floors. Her apartment was on the 10th floor, spacious and filled with plants and books. Elizabeth opened the door before they could knock. She was an elegant woman with silver hair and a neat bob, wearing a blue dress and pearls. Her eyes were kind, the same blue as Harrison's and Aiden's. "Oh my," she breathed, looking at the twins. "Oh my goodness. They're perfect." She crouched down to their level. "Hello. I'm your Grandma Elizabeth. But you can call me Grandma Beth if you'd like." "Hi," Aiden said shyly. Lily was more forward. "You're pretty. I like your dress." "Thank you, sweetheart. I like yours too." Elizabeth stood and turned to Simone, her eyes filling with tears. "And you must be Simone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing them. Thank you for inviting us," Simone said. Elizabeth pulled her into a hug, surprising her. I'm so sorry for what my husband did to you. So sorry for everything you went through alone. If I had known, I would have helped you. I would have been there. Simone found herself hugging back, emotion welling up. It's okay. We're here now. Dinner was wonderful. Elizabeth had made a feast. Roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, vegetables, fresh bread. The twins were on their best behavior, charmed by their new grandmother. Elizabeth asked them about everything, their favorite colors, their favorite games, their new house. After dinner, while Harrison was helping the kids with a puzzle in the living room, Elizabeth pulled Simone aside into the kitchen. I need to tell you something, Elizabeth said. About my husband. Simone's stomach clenched. Preston was a difficult man, Elizabeth continued. Controlling, obsessed with status and appearance. I loved him, but I'm not blind to his faults. What he did to you and Harrison was unforgivable. When Harrison told me the truth, showed me the documents, I was devastated. My own husband separated my son from the woman he loved and kept me from my grandchildren. It must have been hard to learn that, Simone said softly. It was. But I'm grateful to know now. And I want you to know that you are welcome in this family. You and those beautiful children. You're not just tolerated, you're wanted. You're loved. Elizabeth took her hand. I hope we can be family, real family. I've missed so much already. I don't want to miss any more. Simone felt tears in her eyes. I'd like that very much. When they left that evening, Aiden and Lily each had a new toy and promises from Grandma Beth to visit again soon. In the car, Simone looked at Harrison. Your mother is amazing, she said. I told you, Harrison said, smiling. She loves you. I could tell. I love her too, Simone realized. This is good, Harrison. This is really good. He reached over and squeezed her hand. It's the beginning of something wonderful. And for the first time in 5 years, Simone let herself fully believe it. October brought cooler weather and falling leaves. Simone settled into her new life with a sense of contentment she hadn't felt in years. Work was going well, she was managing multiple projects and her team respected her. School was challenging but rewarding, her professors praised her papers and her grades were excellent. And most importantly, her children were happy. Aiden and Lily thrived in their new environment. Their daycare teacher said they were social and creative. They loved their new house, especially the backyard where they played for hours. And they adored their father. Harrison had become a constant presence in their lives. He came over every morning before work to have breakfast with them. He picked them up from daycare every afternoon. On weekends, he planned activities, trips to the zoo, the aquarium, the science museum. He was patient and playful, everything a father should be. And slowly, carefully, Simone's walls were coming down. One Friday evening, Harrison suggested they all go to the fall festival in Central Park. It was a beautiful autumn day, the trees ablaze with red and gold. The festival had carnival games, a pumpkin patch, face painting, and live music. Lily wanted her face painted like a butterfly. Aiden chose a dragon. They ran from booth to booth, dragging Harrison and Simone behind them, laughing and pointing at everything. Can we get pumpkins? Aiden asked, looking at the patch full of orange pumpkins of all sizes. Of course, Harrison said. Pick any ones you want. The twins spent 20 minutes examining pumpkins before settling on 2 medium-sized ones. Harrison bought them along with carving kits for later. They got hot apple cider and sat on a bench while the kids played on the grass nearby. The sun was setting, painting the sky pink and orange. Music drifted from the stage where a folk band was playing. This is nice, Simone said, wrapping her hands around the warm cup. I can't remember the last time I did something like this. Just enjoyed a day without worrying about money or work or what comes next. You deserve more days like this, Harrison said. Many more. You've given us so much already, Simone said quietly. The house, my job, the kids' schools. Everything. I haven't given you nearly enough. Harrison set down his cider and turned to her. Simone, I need you to understand something. Everything I've done, it's not charity. It's not obligation. It's because I want to. Because you and Aiden and Lily are my family. You're the most important people in my world. Simone looked at him, really looked at him. In the golden light of sunset, he was so handsome it hurt. But more than that, he was kind. He was patient. He showed up every single day. He kept every promise. He loved their children completely. And she loved him. The realization hit her like a wave. She still loved him. Or maybe she loved him again. Or maybe she thought she never stopped. Harrison, she said softly. You don't have to say anything, he said quickly. I know you're not ready. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm scared, Simone admitted. I'm scared of getting hurt again. I'm scared of letting you in completely and then losing you. You won't lose me, Harrison said with absolute certainty. I'm here, Simone. I'm here for good. There's nothing that could make me leave you or the kids. Nothing. You can't promise that. Life happens. Things change. Then let them change, Harrison said. Let things happen. But let them happen with us together. Don't shut me out because you're afraid. Please. Simone looked over at Aiden and Lily, chasing each other in the grass, their laughter carrying on the wind. They were so happy. She was so happy. When did she start being happy again? Okay, she whispered. Okay. Harrison repeated, hope lighting his face. Okay, let's try. Let's be together, really together. Not just co-parents but a couple. A family. The smile that spread across Harrison's face was brilliant. He reached for her hand, lacing their fingers together. Thank you. You won't regret this, Simone. I promise. They sat like that, holding hands, watching their children play as the sun set. It felt right in a way nothing had felt right in years. That night, after the kids were in bed and the pumpkins were sitting on the kitchen counter waiting to be carved, Harrison and Simone sat on the couch together. This time, when he put his arm around her, she leaned into him. I missed this, Harrison said softly, his lips near her hair. I missed holding you. I missed it too, Simone admitted. He tilted her chin up gently. Can I kiss you? Instead of answering, Simone closed the distance between them. Their lips met in a kiss that was soft and sweet and full of promise. It tasted like coming home, like healing, like hope. When they pulled apart, both were smiling. I've wanted to do that for months, Harrison said. Me too, Simone confessed. I just wasn't ready. And now I'm ready. They spent the rest of the evening talking, really talking about everything. Harrison told her about the loneliness of the past 5 years, how nothing felt complete without her. Simone told him about the fear and struggle of early motherhood, the nights she cried herself to sleep, the moments of joy that pulled her through. I'm so sorry you had to go through that alone, Harrison said, his voice thick with emotion. You're here now, Simone said. That's what matters. They made a plan. Harrison would officially move in after Thanksgiving, giving them time to adjust to being a couple again. They'd tell the kids this weekend that they were together, that they were going to be a real family. Over the next few weeks, things progressed naturally. Harrison stayed over more nights than he went home. They cooked dinner together, did bath time together, read bedtime stories together. They went on dates while Elizabeth happily babysat. They held hands in public and kissed goodnight. At work, people started to notice they were together. Rachel was thrilled. I knew it, she said, grinning. I told you that you were cute together. You were right, Simone admitted. The twins adjusted to their parents being a couple with the easy acceptance of children. When Simone and Harrison told them they were together, that Harrison would be living with them full-time, Aiden just said, okay. Does this mean we can get a dog now? Maybe for Christmas, Harrison said, laughing. Lily climbed into Simone's lap. Does this mean you're happy, Mommy? Yes, baby, Simone said, hugging her. This means I'm very happy. Good. You should be happy. November arrived with colder weather and preparations for Thanksgiving. Elizabeth invited them all to her apartment for the holiday. I want to cook for my family, she said. All of my family. Simone's mother, Gloria, was invited too. The two grandmothers hit it off immediately, bonding over their shared love for Aiden and Lily. Thanksgiving Day was perfect. The apartment was warm and filled with delicious smells. The table was set beautifully with Elizabeth's good china. Aiden and Lily helped set out napkins and centerpieces. Before they ate, Elizabeth asked them to go around the table and say what they were grateful for. Gloria went first. I'm grateful for my daughter, who is the strongest woman I know. And for my beautiful grandchildren. And for Harrison, who loves them all so well. Elizabeth went next. I'm grateful for second chances. For finding my son's love and my grandchildren. For this beautiful family around this table. Aiden said, I'm grateful for my new colored pencils and my dad. Lily said, I'm grateful for Grandma Beth's cookies and my unicorn. Everyone laughed. Harrison looked at Simone as he spoke. I'm grateful for finding my way back to the people I love. For being given a chance to be a father and a partner. For this family. Finally, it was Simone's turn. She looked around the table at all these people who loved her, who supported her, who made her life better. I'm grateful for hope, she said softly. And for love. And for the courage to accept both when they were offered. I'm grateful for all of you. After dinner, while the adults cleaned up, Aiden and Lily played in the living room. Harrison pulled Simone aside in the kitchen. I have something for you, he said, pulling a small box from his pocket. Simone's heart jumped. Harrison. It's not what you think, he said quickly, opening the box. Inside was a delicate gold necklace with a pendant shaped like two small birds. The birds represent Aiden and Lily. I wanted you to have something that represents our family, everything we've built together. Tears filled Simone's eyes. It's beautiful. He fastened it around her neck. You're beautiful. And I love you, Simone. I love you so much. I love you too, she said, saying the words out loud for the first time in 5 years. I really do. They kissed there in Elizabeth's kitchen, while their children played nearby and their mothers chatted in the dining room. And for the first time since Harrison came back into her life, Simone felt completely at peace. She'd made the right choice. She'd accepted his help, his love, his family. And it had led her here to this moment of complete happiness. December brought the holiday season and with it, a new sense of excitement in the household. Harrison officially moved in the first weekend of the month. He didn't have much to bring since he'd been staying over so often anyway, but making it official felt significant. The kids helped him unpack his clothes into the master bedroom closet, treating it like a game. Now you'll be here every morning, Lily said happily, hanging up one of his shirts. Every morning, Harrison confirmed. And every night. Forever. Aiden looked up at him seriously. Promise? I promise, buddy. I'm not going anywhere. That weekend, they set up the Christmas tree together, a 7-foot pine that filled the living room with the scent of winter. Harrison lifted the kids up one by one to place ornaments on the high branches while Simone directed where everything should go. They played Christmas music and drank hot chocolate. It was exactly the kind of family moment Simone had dreamed about during those lonely years. But there was still one piece missing from their family puzzle. I want you to meet my college roommate, Simone told Harrison one evening after the kids were asleep. Janelle. She was with me through everything when you were gone. She helped me with the babies, loaned me money when I needed it, never judged me. She's like a sister to me. I'd love to meet her, Harrison said. We should have her over for dinner. This weekend? Janelle came over on Saturday night. She was a tall African-American woman with natural hair and a warm smile, though Simone noticed her eyes were guarded when she looked at Harrison. So you're the famous Harrison, Janelle said, shaking his hand. I am, Harrison said. Simone's told me how much you helped her. Thank you for being there when I couldn't be. Someone had to be, Janelle said pointedly. Dinner was slightly awkward at first. Janelle asked Harrison direct questions about where he'd been, why it took so long to find Simone, what his intentions were. Harrison answered honestly, never getting defensive, acknowledging how it must look from Janelle's perspective. I get that you're protective of Simone, Harrison said. You should be. She needed someone and you were there. I'll always be grateful to you for that. By the end of the evening, Janelle's walls had come down a little. She pulled Simone aside in the kitchen while Harrison was putting the kids to bed. He seems genuine, Janelle admitted. And the kids clearly love him. But are you sure about this, Simone? Are you sure he's not going to hurt you again? I'm sure, Simone said. He's proved himself over and over. He's here every day, Janelle. He loves us. I can feel it. Okay, Janelle said, hugging her. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. But if he ever hurts you, I know where he lives now. Simone laughed. I'll keep that in mind. A few days later, Harrison brought up his own friends. Some people from work want to meet you, he said. They've been asking about you and the kids. Would you be okay with having a small dinner party here? Nothing big, just a few couples? Like who? Simone asked, feeling nervous. My COO James and his wife Angela. My CFO Lauren and her husband Keith. And maybe Rachel if she wants to bring someone. They're all good people, Simone. I think you'll like them. Are you invested in this family's journey? Do you want to see Simone and Harrison make it work? If their story is touching your heart, please subscribe to see how everything unfolds. And comment below. Do you think meeting Harrison's professional circle is a good idea, or should they keep their personal and professional lives separate? Your opinion matters to us. They planned the dinner party for the following Saturday. Simone spent days preparing, wanting everything to be perfect. She made a menu of salmon, roasted vegetables, quinoa salad, and chocolate cake for dessert. Harrison helped her set up the dining room, using the good dishes Elizabeth had given them. The guests arrived at 7. James and Angela were in their 40s, warm and friendly. Lauren and Keith were younger, closer to Simone and Harrison's age. Rachel came alone but seemed perfectly happy about it. Your home is beautiful, Angela said, looking around. And I hear you have twins? Where are they? Asleep upstairs, Simone said. but I can show you pictures. She pulled out her phone showing photos of Aiden and Lily. The women cooed over how cute they were, asking about their personalities and interests. Dinner conversation flowed easily. They talked about work, the holidays, funny stories from the office. Harrison's colleagues were genuinely interested in Simone, asking about her projects at work, her studies, her life. No one treated her like she was just Harrison's girlfriend. They treated her like she was her own person. Harrison talks about you all the time, Lauren said, smiling. Simone said this and Simone thinks that. We've been dying to meet the woman who captured his heart. She captured more than my heart, Harrison said, putting his arm around Simone's shoulders. She gave me a family. She gave me everything. After dinner they moved to the living room. Rachel pulled Simone aside. I'm so glad this is working out for you too, she said quietly. Harrison was miserable before he found you again. Like truly miserable. He went through the motions at work but there was no joy in him. Now he's different. Happy. It's because of you. It's because of all of us, Simone said. The kids, family, everything. No, Rachel said firmly. It's because of you. Don't sell yourself short, Simone. You're the center of his world. As the guests were leaving, James pulled Harrison aside at the door. Simone overheard part of their conversation from the hallway. She's wonderful, Harrison, James said. Absolutely wonderful. Don't let her go. Never, Harrison said. She's it for me. After everyone left, Simone and Harrison cleaned up together in comfortable silence. When the kitchen was spotless, they collapsed on the couch. That went well, Simone said, relieved. They loved you, Harrison said. I knew they would. Everyone loves you, Simone. Not everyone, she said, thinking of Preston Mitchell. Everyone who matters, Harrison corrected. He pulled her close. I'm so proud of you. The way you handled tonight, talking to my colleagues, being yourself. You fit perfectly into every part of my life. I was nervous, Simone admitted. I know. But you didn't show it. You were confident and charming and brilliant. He kissed her forehead. I'm the luckiest man in the world. The next few weeks passed in a blur of holiday activities. They took the kids to see Santa at the mall. They baked cookies and watched Christmas movies. They went ice skating in Rockefeller Center, where Harrison held Lily's hand while Simone helped Aiden. Elizabeth came over frequently, bringing presents for the kids and offers to babysit. Gloria joined them for Sunday dinners. Janelle became a regular fixture at their home, slowly warming up to Harrison as she saw how he treated Simone and the children. You've built something really beautiful here, Janelle told Simone one evening when she'd come over to help wrap presents. A real family. I'm happy for you, girl. You deserve this. Thank you, Simone said, hugging her. Thank you for always believing in me. On Christmas Eve, they attended a service at Elizabeth's church, then went back to her apartment for dinner. The kids wore matching red outfits that Elizabeth had bought them. Aiden looked handsome in his red sweater and dark pants. Lily twirled in her red velvet dress, the skirt swirling around her. After dinner, they exchanged one present each since tradition said to wait until Christmas morning for the rest. Elizabeth gave the twins new books. Gloria gave them matching blankets she'd crocheted herself. Harrison gave Simone a bracelet with charms representing their family, 2 small figures for the twins and 2 birds intertwined for the 2 of them. It matches your necklace, he said softly as he fastened it around her wrist. It's perfect, Simone whispered. Christmas morning arrived with squeals from the kids at 6 a.m. They raced downstairs to find presents under the tree. Harrison had stayed up late assembling a dollhouse for Lily and an art easel for Aiden. The kids tore into their gifts with abandon while Simone made coffee and Harrison recorded it all on his phone. This is the best Christmas ever, Lily announced, hugging her dollhouse. The best, Aiden agreed. Simone caught Harrison's eye across the room. He mouthed, I love you, and she mouthed it back. She'd never been happier than she was in this moment, surrounded by her children, the man she loved, and the family they'd built together. After the presents were opened and breakfast was eaten, there was one more surprise. Harrison brought out a small box wrapped in gold paper. This is for all of us, he said, kneeling down so he was at the kids' level. Aiden, Lily, do you remember how you asked about getting a dog? Both kids' eyes went wide. Well, I talked to Mommy and we decided that our family is ready for a puppy. So if you look out the back window. The kids rushed to the window. In the backyard was Elizabeth, holding a small golden retriever puppy with a red bow around its neck. The screaming was deafening. Aiden and Lily ran outside in their pajamas, not even bothering with coats, and swarmed Elizabeth and the puppy. The puppy licked their faces and wagged its tail, clearly delighted with all the attention. You got them a dog, Simone said to Harrison, laughing and crying at the same time. We got them a dog, Harrison corrected. This is a family decision, remember? We're a team. They went outside to join the chaos. The puppy was 8 weeks old, a boy, and incredibly friendly. The kids named him Max on the spot. Can Max sleep in our room? Lily asked. We'll see, Simone said. He needs to learn where to sleep first. They spent the rest of Christmas Day playing with Max, teaching him his name, and watching him explore his new home. Elizabeth stayed for dinner, and Gloria came over in the afternoon. They all sat around the table together, this patchwork family that had come together through pain and loss and was now held together by love and hope. To family, Harrison said, raising his glass of sparkling cider. To family, everyone echoed. Simone looked around the table at all the people she loved, and at the life she'd built, and thought about how far she'd come. A year ago she was alone, struggling, wondering if things would ever get better. Now she had everything. A job she loved, a home, her children happy and thriving, and a partner who showed up for her every single day. She'd made the right choice when she accepted Harrison's help. She'd made the right choice when she gave him a second chance. And she'd make that same choice again and again, because kindness and hope and love had led her here, to this perfect moment. And she knew, deep in her heart, that this was only the beginning. January brought cold weather and a return to routine. The holidays were over and real life resumed. Simone's spring semester classes started, adding homework to her already busy schedule. Work became more demanding as she took on additional projects. The kids went back to school after winter break. And Harrison was busier than ever with a major acquisition his company was negotiating. Despite the busyness, or maybe because of it, Simone found herself feeling unsettled. Small doubts crept into her mind late at night when she couldn't sleep. Was this all too good to be true? Was she waiting for the other shoe to drop? Could happiness like this really last? She hadn't told Harrison about these feelings. She didn't want to seem ungrateful or needy. He'd given her so much, done so much for her and the children. How could she complain about anything? But the doubts persisted. One evening in late January, Janelle came over for their weekly dinner. It had become a tradition. Every Tuesday, Janelle would join them for a casual meal and catch up on life. Tonight, after the kids were in bed and Harrison was in his home office on a conference call, Janelle broached the subject. Okay, what's going on with you? She asked directly. You've been weird lately. Quiet. I'm fine, Simone said automatically. Don't give me that. I know you, girl. Something's bothering you. Is it Harrison? Did he do something? No, Simone said quickly. No, he's been wonderful. Perfect, actually. That's kind of the problem. Janelle raised an eyebrow. You're going to have to explain that one. Simone sighed, wrapping her hands around her tea mug. Everything's been so perfect since we got back together. He's here every day, he helps with everything, he loves the kids, he loves me. We haven't had a single fight. Not one disagreement. And I keep waiting for something to go wrong. So you're sabotaging in your head? Maybe, Simone admitted. I don't know. I just keep thinking, what if this doesn't last? What if he realizes this life, this family thing is too much? What if he gets bored? What if his work becomes more important? What if? Janelle interrupted. Simone, you can't live your life waiting for disaster. That's not living, that's just surviving. And you've done enough surviving. It's time to actually live. I'm trying, Simone said, her voice small. I know you are. But you've got to let go of the fear. Harrison isn't going anywhere. I've watched him with you and those kids. That man is committed. He shows up every single day. He proves himself over and over. At some point you have to believe him. What if I get hurt again? Then you get hurt again, Janelle said bluntly. But Simone, keeping him at arm's length, waiting for him to leave, that's hurting you too. The difference is you're choosing that pain. Why not choose to trust instead? Why not choose happiness? Her words hit hard. Simone blinked back tears. You've been through a lot, Janelle continued, her voice softer now. You raised 2 babies alone. You worked yourself to exhaustion. You built a life from nothing. And then Harrison came back and everything changed. It makes sense that you'd be scared. But don't let that fear steal your joy. How do I stop being scared? Simone asked. You talk to him. You tell him how you feel. That's what people in healthy relationships do. They communicate. That night, after Janelle left and the house was quiet, Simone knocked on the door of Harrison's home office. He looked up from his laptop, smiling when he saw her. Hey, I thought you were asleep. Can we talk? Simone asked. His smile faded, replaced by concern. Of course. Is everything okay? Simone sat down in the chair across from his desk. I need to tell you something. About how I've been feeling. Harrison closed his laptop, giving her his full attention. I'm listening. I'm scared, Simone said simply. I'm scared that our family is too good to be true. I'm scared that I'm going to wake up one day and it'll all be gone. That you'll be gone. Harrison's face softened. He came around the desk and knelt in front of her chair, taking her hands. Simone. I know it's not rational, she continued. I know you've done everything right. You've been there for us every single day. You've kept every promise. But I can't shake this feeling that it can't last. That something will go wrong. Look at me, Harrison said gently. She met his eyes. I'm not going anywhere. I know you've been hurt. I know you've been abandoned and let down. But I'm not that person, Simone. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave our children. This is my life. You are my life. But what if your work becomes too demanding? What if you realize family life is harder than you thought? What if? Stop, Harrison said firmly but kindly. Let me tell you something. My father was a workaholic. He put business above everything, including my mother and me. I saw what that did to our family. I saw the damage. And I promised myself I would never be like him. Yes, I work hard. Yes, my job is demanding. But you and Aiden and Lily come first. Always. If I have to choose between a business deal and my family, I choose my family every time. Really? Simone whispered. Really? In fact, I've already made changes at work. I don't take meetings before 9 a.m. anymore so I can have breakfast with you and the kids. I don't work weekends unless it's an absolute emergency. I've delegated more responsibility so I can be home by 6 every night. My team knows that family time is non-negotiable. Simone hadn't known any of that. You did all that? Of course I did. Because nothing matters more than being here with you. Harrison squeezed her hands. Simone, I understand why you're scared. I do. But I need you to trust me. Not blindly but based on my actions. Have I let you down since I came back into your life? Have I missed a commitment? Have I given you any reason to doubt me? She thought about it honestly. No. You haven't. Then trust that, Harrison said. Trust what you see, not what you fear. I love you. I love our children. This is where I want to be. This is where I'll always want to be. The tears came then, relief and love and gratitude all mixed together. Harrison pulled her into his arms, holding her while she cried. I'm sorry, she said against his chest. I should have told you how I was feeling sooner. Don't apologize. I'm glad you told me. That's what we do, right? We talk to each other. We work through things together. He pulled back to look at her. From now on, if you're feeling scared or uncertain, you tell me. Don't let it build up. We're a team, Simone. We face things together. Okay, she agreed. Together. They stayed like that for a long time, holding each other in the quiet office. When they finally went to bed, Simone felt lighter than she had in weeks. Over the next few days, Simone noticed things she'd been too anxious to see before. The way Harrison always kissed her goodbye in the morning and hello when he got home. The way he asked about her day and really listened to the answer. The way he played with the kids even when he was tired. The way he looked at her like she was the most important person in his world. He wasn't just saying he was committed. He was showing it every single day. At work, Patricia called Simone into her office one afternoon. I wanted to talk to you about your performance, she said, and Simone's heart jumped, worried something was wrong. But Patricia smiled. You've been doing excellent work. Thomas is very impressed. We'd like to offer you a promotion to senior project coordinator. It comes with a raise and more responsibility. What do you think? Yes, Simone said stunned. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. You earned it, Patricia said. You're reliable, detail-oriented, and everyone likes working with you. Congratulations, Simone. That evening, Simone told Harrison about the promotion over dinner. He jumped up from the table and spun her around. I'm so proud of you, he said. You deserve this so much. Aiden and Lily wanted to know what a promotion was. Harrison explained that it meant Mommy did such a good job at work that they wanted her to do even more important things. Mommy's smart, Lily said proudly. The smartest, Harrison agreed. Later, after the kids were in bed, they celebrated with wine on the couch. You're succeeding at everything, Harrison said. Work, school, motherhood. You're incredible. I couldn't do any of it without your support, Simone said honestly. You picking up the kids, helping with dinner, giving me time to study. That all makes a difference. That's what partners do, Harrison said simply. We support each other. Simone leaned against him, feeling content. The doubts that had plagued her were fading. Janelle was right. Harrison showed up every day. He proved himself constantly. It was time to trust that. "I love you," she said. "I love you too," Harrison replied. "More than anything." In February, Simone got an A on both her midterms. Her professors emailed to congratulate her and encourage her to consider graduate school eventually. At work, she successfully managed her first high-stakes project, coordinating a product launch that went smoothly despite multiple challenges. "You handled that perfectly," Thomas told her. "We should put you on more launches." At home, life was equally good. Max the puppy was growing and learning tricks. Aiden and Lily were thriving. And Harrison continued to be everything she needed. One Sunday morning, Simone woke up to find Harrison's side of the bed empty. She heard voices downstairs and went to investigate. In the kitchen, Harrison was teaching Aiden and Lily how to make pancakes. Flour dusted the counter and both kids were covered in it, but they were laughing. "We're making breakfast for you, Mommy," Lily announced. "Dad's teaching us." Simone leaned against the doorway watching this scene of domestic happiness. Her family. Her home. Her life. And she realized in that moment that the doubts were gone. She trusted Harrison completely. She believed in their future. She'd finally let go of the fear and chosen to embrace the happiness that was right in front of her. "That's wonderful," she said, walking over to kiss Harrison's cheek. "I can't wait to taste them." The pancakes were a little lumpy and slightly burned, but they were the best pancakes Simone had ever eaten. Because they were made with love by her family in the home they'd built together. And that made them perfect. March came with the first hints of spring. The snow melted, flowers began to bloom, and the city came alive again. Simone's life had settled into a comfortable rhythm. She was excelling at work, doing well in school, and her relationship with Harrison was stronger than ever. Then, on a Tuesday afternoon, everything shifted. Simone was at her desk when Rachel appeared, looking concerned. "Can you come with me? There's something you need to see." In Rachel's office, she pulled up a gossip website on her computer. The headline made Simone's stomach drop. "Billionaire CEO Harrison Mitchell's secret family exposed. Girlfriend is ex-Uber driver with mysterious past." The article was full of photos. Simone and Harrison leaving work together. The kids playing in their backyard. Harrison kissing Simone goodbye one morning. Someone had been following them, taking pictures. But worse than the photos was the text. It was full of insinuations. It questioned why Harrison was with someone so beneath his station. It suggested Simone was a gold digger who trapped him with the twins. It painted her as an opportunist who knew exactly who Harrison was when she picked him up that night. "Who wrote this?" Simone asked, her voice shaking. "Richard Crawford," Rachel said grimly. "He's a business associate of Harrison's. Well, former associate. They had a falling out last year over some deals. Richard's been bitter ever since. Why would he do this? Because he wants to hurt Harrison. And apparently he thinks going after you and the kids is the way to do it." Rachel closed the laptop. "I've already alerted our PR team. They're working on a response. But Simone, you should go home. The press might be waiting outside." Sure enough, when Simone left the building, there were 3 reporters with cameras. They shouted questions at her. "Miss Davis, is it true you knew who Harrison Mitchell was when you picked him up? Did you trap him with the pregnancy? Are you after his money?" Simone pushed past them without answering and drove home with shaking hands. She called Harrison from the car. "I know," he said immediately. "I saw it. I'm handling it, Simone. I promise. Are you okay?" "There were reporters outside the office," she said. "Harrison, they're saying terrible things. They're making it sound like I planned this whole thing. I know, and it's all lies. I'm calling a press conference for tomorrow. I'm going to set the record straight." "Are you sure that's a good idea? Maybe we should just ignore it." "No," Harrison said firmly. "I'm not letting anyone attack you and get away with it. The world needs to know the truth." When Simone got home, she was relieved to find no reporters there. She picked up Aiden and Lily from daycare, trying to act normal even though her insides were churning. She made dinner mechanically, barely tasting the food. Harrison came home early, walking in with determination on his face. He hugged Simone tightly. "It's going to be okay. I promise." "What are you going to say at the press conference?" "The truth. All of it." That night, after the kids were asleep, Harrison showed Simone the statement his PR team had prepared. It was good, factual, defending her without being defensive. But Harrison shook his head. "This isn't enough," he said. "I'm going to speak from the heart." The next day, Harrison held his press conference at Mitchell Industries. It was broadcast live. Simone watched from home with her mother, who'd come over to support her. Harrison stood behind a podium, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions. He held up his hand for silence. I called this conference because someone I used to work with has decided to attack my family through lies and insinuations. I'm here to set the record straight. Harrison's voice was strong, clear. 5 years ago, I was in love with a woman named Simone Davis. We planned to build a life together. But my father, who didn't approve of our relationship, orchestrated an elaborate scheme to separate us. He sent me overseas on a false emergency, and while I was gone, he made sure Simone and I couldn't contact each other. The room erupted with questions. Harrison continued. When I returned and found out what he'd done, I spent years searching for Simone. I only found her by chance a few months ago when she was driving for Uber and I happened to get into her car. That's when I learned that she'd been pregnant when we were separated. That I had 4-year-old twins I knew nothing about. The reporters were writing furiously. Simone Davis raised our children alone for 4 years. She worked multiple jobs. She gave them love and stability and everything they needed, all by herself because she thought I'd abandoned her. When I found her again and learned the truth, I did what any decent man would do. I stepped up. I became a father to my children and a partner to the woman I never stopped loving. Harrison's voice grew stronger, more passionate. The article that was published yesterday suggests that Simone is a gold digger, that she trapped me, that she's after my money. Let me be absolutely clear. Simone Davis is the strongest, most incredible woman I've ever known. She didn't need my money. She was doing fine without me. She built a life, raised 2 amazing children, and kept going when most people would have given up. I'm the lucky one. I'm the one who got a second chance at happiness, at family, at love. Simone was crying now, her mother's arm around her. So to Richard Crawford and anyone else who wants to attack my family, let me say this. Simone Davis is going to be my wife. She's the mother of my children and the love of my life. We're a family and nothing you say or do will change that. I stand by her completely and always will. The room exploded with questions. Harrison held up his hand again. I'm not taking questions. I just wanted the truth to be out there. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going home to my family. He walked off the stage, ignoring the shouting reporters. Simone's phone started ringing immediately. Friends, co-workers, everyone wanted to talk about the press conference. But Simone just waited for Harrison to come home. When he walked through the door an hour later, she ran to him. He caught her in his arms. Did you mean it? She asked. What you said about me being your wife? Every word, Harrison said. I know I didn't propose properly. I didn't have a ring. But Simone, I meant it. I want to marry you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Yes, Simone said without hesitation. Yes, I'll marry you. They kissed while her mother cheered from the kitchen. That night, after Harrison put the kids to bed and Gloria went home, Simone and Harrison talked about what happened. The press conference was brave, Simone said. Thank you for defending me like that. I'll always defend you, Harrison said. You're my family. No one gets to attack my family. What about Richard Crawford? Won't this make things worse? Actually, it made things better. He called my lawyer an hour after the press conference. He wants to settle to make this go away. He knows he went too far. What kind of settlement? He's going to issue a public apology and retraction. And he's out of my business circles completely. No one wants to work with someone who attacks a man's family. Over the next few days, the public response to Harrison's press conference was overwhelmingly positive. People praised him for standing up for Simone. They criticized Richard Crawford for his tactics. Social media was full of support for their family. Simone received messages from strangers, other single mothers, people who'd been through similar struggles. Thank you for showing that things can get better, one woman wrote. Your story gives me hope. At work, her co-workers congratulated her on the engagement. Even Thomas stopped by her desk. Harrison's a good man, he said. And you're good for him. Congratulations. The following Saturday, Harrison took Simone to a jewelry store. I know I already proposed, but you deserve a proper ring, he said. They looked at dozens of rings before Simone found the one. A simple platinum band with a single princess-cut diamond. Nothing too flashy, nothing too big. Just perfect. Harrison slid it onto her finger. This is it. You're stuck with me now. Good, Simone said, admiring how it caught the light. I don't want to be unstuck. That evening they told Aiden and Lily the news. The twins were playing with Max in the living room when Harrison and Simone sat down with them. We have something to tell you, Simone said. Something really special. What? Lily asked. Your dad and I are getting married, Simone said. That means we'll be a family in an official way. He'll always be here, always be your dad forever. Aiden's face lit up. Really? You're getting married? Really, Harrison confirmed. And we were wondering if you two would help us plan the wedding. We want you to be part of everything. Can I wear a pretty dress? Lily asked. The prettiest dress, Simone promised. Can I walk Max down the aisle? Aiden asked. Harrison laughed. We'll see. Maybe. The kids were thrilled, asking questions about the wedding, when it would be, where it would be, who would come. Simone and Harrison answered patiently, making plans together as a family. Later, after the kids were in bed, Simone stood in the backyard looking up at the stars. Harrison came out to join her, wrapping his arms around her from behind. Are you okay? He asked. After everything this week? I'm more than okay, Simone said. I was upset about the article at first. But then I saw you standing up there, defending us, declaring your love in front of the world. And I realized that nothing anyone says matters. We know the truth. We know what we have. We have everything, Harrison said softly. We do, Simone agreed. She turned in his arms to face him. A few months ago I was alone and struggling. Now I have you, a beautiful home, a good job, and we're getting married. It's like a dream. It's not a dream, Harrison said. It's real. And it's forever. I promise you, Simone, I will spend the rest of my life making you happy. You already do, she said. Every single day you make me happy. They kissed under the stars in the backyard of their home, while their children slept safely inside. And Simone knew with absolute certainty that this was exactly where she was meant to be. The storm had passed. The truth was out there. And they'd come through it stronger than ever. Spring bloomed into summer, and with it came wedding preparations. Simone and Harrison decided to have the ceremony in August, giving them plenty of time to plan, but not so long that the kids lost interest in being part of it. Elizabeth and Gloria worked together like a well-oiled machine, helping with every detail. They'd become close friends, these two grandmothers who loved their family fiercely. Janelle was Simone's maid of honor, and Harrison asked James to be his best man. The guest list was small by Billionaire standards. Just close friends, family, and a few colleagues. Harrison didn't want a huge spectacle. He wanted something intimate and meaningful. This day is about us, he told Simone. About our family. Not about impressing people or making some statement. They chose a garden venue in the city, a beautiful space with flowers and trees and a small pond. The wedding would be outside, weather permitting, with the reception in an elegant tent. Lily helped Simone pick out her wedding dress. They went to 3 different bridal shops before finding the perfect one. It was ivory, simple but elegant, with lace sleeves and a flowing skirt. Not too formal, not too casual. Just right. You look like a princess, Mommy, Lily breathed when Simone tried it on. You think so? The prettiest princess ever. Aiden's job was to help Harrison pick out the rings. They went to the jeweler together, just the two of them, and Aiden took the task very seriously. He examined multiple bands before pointing to a simple platinum one that matched Simone's engagement ring. This one, Aiden said. It's perfect for Mommy. I think you're right, buddy, Harrison said, smiling. In June, Simone finished her spring semester with 2 A's. She was halfway through her degree now, on track to graduate next year. Her promotion at work was going well too. She was managing larger projects and her team respected her leadership. Look at you, Janelle said one evening when she came over for dinner. Engaged, thriving at work, crushing school. You're basically a superhero. I don't know about that, Simone said, laughing. I do. You're proof that life can turn around. That things can get better if you're brave enough to accept help and smart enough to work hard. The weeks flew by. Before Simone knew it, it was the week of the wedding. Her mother and sister came to stay at the house. Harrison stayed at his apartment for the week, respecting the tradition of not seeing the bride before the wedding. I miss him already, Simone admitted to Gloria on Wednesday night. That's how you know it's real love, Gloria said, smiling. When even a few days apart feels too long. The rehearsal dinner was on Friday night. They gathered at a nice restaurant, all the important people in their lives. Elizabeth made a toast that had everyone in tears. When Harrison told me he'd found Simone again, found his children, I cried for days, Elizabeth said. Happy tears, grateful tears. My son had been lost and now he was found. This family, this beautiful family you've built together, it's everything I could have hoped for. Welcome to our family, Simone. We love you. The wedding day dawned bright and clear. Not a cloud in the sky. Perfect weather for a garden wedding. Simone got ready at the house with her mother, sister, and Janelle. The makeup artist and hairstylist arrived early. Lily watched everything with wide eyes, already dressed in her green flower girl dress. "You're so beautiful, Mommy," Lily kept saying. Simone looked at herself in the mirror and barely recognized the woman looking back. Her hair was styled in soft curls. Her makeup was subtle but made her features glow. And her dress fit perfectly. "I'm getting married today," she said, the reality hitting her. "You are?" Gloria said, tears in her eyes. "To a wonderful man who loves you completely." At the venue, Harrison was getting ready in a separate area with Aiden, who wore a small blue suit and looked so grown up that Simone cried when she saw the photos later. Harrison wore a gray suit that fit him perfectly, and according to James, he'd been nervous all morning. "I've never seen him like this," James said. "He's usually so calm and collected. But today he's a mess." "That's love," Elizabeth said, adjusting Harrison's tie. "That's what love does to you." The ceremony began at 4 o'clock. The chairs were filled with everyone they loved. Soft music played. Harrison stood at the altar with James, looking handsome and nervous and perfect. First came the bridal party. Janelle walked down the aisle in her maroon dress, smiling. Then came Aiden, carrying the rings on a small pillow with Max on a leash beside him. The dog behaved perfectly, walking slowly down the aisle while everyone laughed and cooed. Then Lily appeared, throwing flower petals from a basket, her green dress swirling around her. And finally, Simone appeared on her mother's arm. Gloria walked her down the aisle, and Simone's eyes went immediately to Harrison. His face when he saw her was everything. Love, joy, awe all mixed together. He was crying and so was she. When they reached the altar, Gloria kissed Simone's cheek and placed her hand in Harrison's. "Take care of my baby," she whispered to him. "Always," Harrison promised. The officiant, a friend of Elizabeth's, began the ceremony. Simone barely heard the words. She was focused on Harrison's face, on his hands holding hers, on the absolute rightness of this moment. They'd written their own vows. Harrison went first. "Simone," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "5 years ago I thought I'd lost you forever. I thought I'd never see your smile again, never hear your laugh, never hold your hand. But fate brought us back together, and it brought me to our children. You gave me a family when I didn't even know I was missing one. You showed me what real strength looks like. You taught me what it means to be brave and kind and hopeful even when everything seems impossible." He paused, wiping his eyes. "I promise to love you every day for the rest of our lives. I promise to be there for you and for Aiden and Lily no matter what. I promise to choose us always over everything else. You're my home, Simone. You're my everything. And I'm so grateful that you gave me a second chance." Simone was crying openly now. She took a breath and began her vows. "Harrison, when you disappeared 5 years ago, I thought I'd never recover. I thought the pain would last forever. But it made me stronger. It made me the person I am today. And when you came back, when you showed me that you'd been searching all along, that you never stopped loving me, something inside me healed." She squeezed his hands. "You've given me so much. A home, security, support, love. But more than that, you've given me hope. You've shown me that good things can happen, that dreams can come true, that love is real and lasting and worth fighting for. I promise to trust you, to love you, to build this life with you. You're my partner, my best friend, and soon my husband. And I can't wait to spend forever with you." There wasn't a dry eye in the audience. The officiant smiled. "By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Harrison, you may kiss your bride." Harrison pulled Simone close and kissed her. It was soft and sweet and perfect. Their family and friends erupted in applause and cheers. "Ladies and gentlemen," the officiant announced, "I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Harrison Mitchell." The reception was joyful and full of laughter. They had their first dance to a song Harrison had picked, something soft and romantic. Then Aiden and Lily joined them, and they danced as a family while everyone watched and cried happy tears. The food was delicious, the cake was beautiful, and the speeches were touching. James told funny stories about Harrison at work. Janelle talked about Simone's strength and resilience. Elizabeth and Gloria both spoke about their joy at seeing their children so happy. But the best moment came at the end of the night. Harrison and Simone stood together, watching their guests dancing, their children playing with the other kids, everyone they loved gathered in one place. "We did it," Harrison said softly. "We got our happy ending." "This isn't an ending," Simone corrected. "It's a beginning. Our new beginning." "You're right." He pulled her close. "I love you, Mrs. Mitchell." "I love you too," Simone said, and she meant it with everything she had. They danced one more time as the night wound down, holding each other close, swaying to the music. Simone rested her head on Harrison's chest and thought about everything that had led to this moment. The pain, the struggle, the loneliness. But also the hope, the love, the courage to accept help when it was offered. She'd made the right choices. She'd been brave enough to let Harrison back into her life. She'd been wise enough to accept his support. She'd been strong enough to trust again. And now she had everything. A husband who loved her, children who were happy and thriving, a career she enjoyed, a family that supported her. She had kindness and hope and love, just like she'd always wanted. As the song ended, Harrison whispered in her ear, "Thank you for giving me this. Thank you for being brave enough to try again. Thank you for never giving up," Simone whispered back. "Thank you for finding me." They kissed once more as husband and wife, surrounded by love and light and happiness. And Simone knew, deep in her soul, that this was just the beginning of their forever. The children ran up to them, Max barking excitedly behind them. "Mommy, Daddy, can we get more cake?" Lily asked. "Absolutely," Harrison said, scooping her up. "This is a celebration." Aiden took Simone's hand. "Are you happy, Mommy?" Simone looked at her son, at her daughter in her husband's arms, at all the people around them who loved them. She thought about the Uber ride that changed everything, about the courage it took to accept help, about the power of hope and kindness and love. "I'm the happiest I've ever been," she said truthfully. "We all are. And we always will be." And she was right. They were happy, truly happy, because they'd chosen love over fear, hope over despair, and family over everything else. They'd built something beautiful together, and nothing would ever tear it apart. Their story didn't end with the wedding. It was just beginning. There would be more challenges ahead, more joys, more moments both big and small. But they would face them together as a family, with kindness and hope and love leading the way. And that, Simone thought as she watched Harrison dance with their children, was the greatest gift of all.